Oh snap. Hello everybody. How is it going? This is well, shit. Normally I say it's the Inane Potcast. I think I'm gonna switch it up though. I am gonna be renaming this shit the Stoned Alone Audio Experience. Now, it's not because I don't love the name Inane Bullshit. I'll probably still honestly keep calling it that, but here's what happened. I started the podcast Inane Bullshit. It was like, goddamn, it was like a year and a half ago. I just wanted to talk about movies for a long ass time. And then I made this distinction where there's inane OGs, where the inane OGs were higher quality than the inane bullshits. And then they got really confusing because there's like 20 of each of them. But then now I've reached 21 of either of them. So I'm like, that's just fucking weird having inane OG and inane bullshit. So let's just scrap this shit and start over from anew. So this is going to be called Stone Alone Audio Experience. I don't feel like getting into it too much more. I just thought of that like 10 minutes ago. And it has been on Spotify. Oh, no, shit. No, it hasn't been on Spotify. I'm thinking of Spotify because that's the one that you can't get on because Spotify is bitches. But anyways, I'm on iTunes and SoundCloud as the Stone Alone Audio Experience, I think. So I'll just keep mapping it to that. And I don't need to have them numbered like at all because, you know, I could do short ones or long ones too. But basically, yeah, that's the deal. And I haven't been posting onto SoundCloud or, you know, subsequently iTunes because, yeah, I just haven't paid for the SoundCloud, like, pro shit, but I feel like I should get back into it. I know audio's making a big comeback. I fucking love podcasts. So I'm going to sign back up for SoundCloud right after this and get this shit up on there. So yeah, it's kind of good incentive for me. I've been meaning to do that for a long ass time, but now I actually will. And let's jump into it because I don't want to keep wasting time talking about that. So this is where the podcast will begin right now. So today's topic for the Stone Alone Audio Experience will be duality, because fucking duality is so interesting to me. Yeah, where do I begin? So I watched this movie called Perfect Blue, right? Ho 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 ho. I highly recommend this shit. I feel like I should probably do a podcast specifically on good movies to watch while you're high as fuck, because there's just an endless supply and amount of them, and ones that so many people will never see in their life, sadly. So this one is from Satoshi Kon, and if you haven't seen any Satoshi Kon, bro, you are fucking missing out. Like, I can't even explain. Like, Satoshi Kon is baller. So he's made movies like Paprika. You know, these are like high-level, dope-ass anime movies. And I don't watch anime, so I probably shouldn't have introduced that way. Basically, it's just trippy shit. And the editing that he has done is, oh, I've never seen any shit like that. It's amazing. So yeah, he makes movies basically about perception of space and time, and with animation he's really able to like fuck around with it in ways that you just haven't even seen before. So Perfect Blue is one of those movies that, you know, like, it's weird how people get pretentious about movies, or people are like, oh, I only watch true films. And like, I definitely really get it though, because watching a movie is a big ass time commitment, and for me at least, I'm not gonna fucking watch a movie and look at my phone at the same time. That is some bullshit. That is my number one pet peeve. I have no pet peeve like that. And well, I mean, obviously there's exceptions. Like, I watch a lot of, I don't know, stoner movies because I know, like, whatever, I'll just have it on in the background. But if I'm like, I'm gonna sit down and watch a movie, like, I'm gonna watch that fucking movie. So yeah, you know, it's like kind of disappointing. It's like 90% of movies, that's a big number, like all blockbusters and movies that, you know, you see because of marketing, like, it's just gotten so fucking shitty nowadays. It's like, it's crazy. There's literally like nothing good in the movie theaters anymore, which I'm definitely down with. I really like that as from a creator aspect, because that means that all the shit has been put into the power of the creator. There doesn't have to be these big ass studios. The fucking ugh, the big ass studios with all the fucking restrictions and cutting all the good content to it's been a struggle for a long time, and especially like the MPAA shit. Okay, I'm getting off topic, but basically, like there's been a lot of censorship and shit until now, and that's been a big problem. But yeah, it used to be that like whatever. I'm not nostalgic, but well, I'm really nostalgic, but I'm not like the kind of person that's like, oh, it used to be the good old days. But yeah, whatever. Basically, if you want to watch a good movie, though, it's not going to be out in a fucking movie theater. It's going to be like a Netflix, Hulu, Amazon original, some indie type shit funded by Kickstarter. Like, it's really exciting. Anyways, Satoshi Kon, right? So Perfect Blue, I don't know when this came out. I'm going to Google it. It's like 90s, I think. Let me Google this real quick. Perfect Blue. This shit came out in 1997. So it's very, very ahead of its time. Holy shit. Exactly 2 decades ahead of its time. Oh, wait, I'm wearing this headband thing. This is where I wear it when I'm inside. Anyway, so this came out 20 years ago, but it's more relevant than it ever has been. It's basically about the duality of an actress, her persona as, like that, and her actual real life self. And this shit is so fucking fascinating to me. And the reason why I went off on the tangent of like true film and stuff is because 90% of the time I watch a movie and like Marvel, I'm gonna shit on Marvel because fucking like, okay, they've had some good stuff come out, right? Like I love the first Iron Man. I love the Iron Mans. Okay, so the Iron Man movies are really fucking good. They've got like the Jon Favreau taste in the first one, kind of like that comedic timing. The third one, who was that? Is it Shane Black or Shane White? Anyways, the third one's directed by the guy that did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Third one is pretty fucking good with Iron Man. It's got like a good drama to it. But when it comes to fucking Avengers, like, Jesus Christ, really, like, it's not even plot anymore. It's just like, look at these people, and they're like action figures getting bashed together, basically, and they're like, oh, no plot, but look at all these people and buy our merchandise because we're... So, yeah, like, 90% of the time you watch a movie like that, you do not think about it the second you stop watching it. You're just like, okay, and then you leave, and that's it. But like, when you watch a lot of certain movies, it fucking makes you feel like Perfect Blue. This shit has been on my mind since I watched it. Like, Jesus Christ, go watch Perfect Blue right now. You have to. I promise you, it's amazingly worth your time. So instead of praising it, let me get into why I do like it. Because it's this actress, right? And she starts out as a pop star. She's like a super famous pop star. And then she kind of makes this, like change into being an actress. And I just never seen editing like that, where she just kind of starts to lose her grip on reality of what is her persona, what is on set, what is she acting as, and what's her actual life. Because, in interviews and stuff, she's like, oh, hi, I'm doing fantastic. I'm having a great life. But then she goes home and she's just like fucking like, oh, like crushed by the world. And then it's graphic. That's just crazy. But I don't know. Like, Now I just want to like sit in silence and think about that movie for like the rest of the night. But basically, like, this translates a lot over to especially hip hop culture, I'd say now. It's so fucking weird, and I definitely sympathize with how these people get into these positions, because I've always wanted to be a fucking YouTuber, right? Like, this has been my shit. I've started since I was 8 years old. That's when I started my first channel. So, like, I get it. I've been doing this shit for 10 years. Literally more than half my life, which is what the fuck, right? Like, that's actually really insane. But it's just weird. Like, I don't know what I'm saying right now, but basically it's just like there's a lot of bullshit in this world, right? It's a very superficial world, and I mean, I guess it's all right when you come to terms with that and understand it, but it's just you can't feed into it. It's dangerous. It's a fucking sinkhole, and I guess like it's very specific on the rapper thing, right? Like people want to become that image, so they always have pictures of them with like guns, bunches of drugs, all that kind of thing. But it's just like it's just really weird to put on a front like that, because it's like just think about what that's doing to your own like psyche. Like it's just I don't know, it's just so weird. Like okay, I feel like I'm gonna get mad at myself if I don't get more specific with this shit. I can't just keep being all vague and being like that shit's weird without saying any. Did I write anything down about this? I don't know. Like it's just, oh, what the fuck. I don't know. I guess I'll talk a little bit about my own experience with it. So right now, entrepreneurship is totally being put on a pedestal, right? And I totally wanted to get in on that shit. I did that just so I could feel cool, and I'm very glad I did. I'm so glad that I got that experience in, because I'll never wonder what if. But it's just kind of funny how it's like people just, it's so weird. Like people were totally putting me on a pedestal, right? Like by the daytime, I was walking around like, oh yeah, I'm the 16-year-old hardworking entrepreneur, and everybody's like, wow, that's so fantastic. When I was 16, I was just wasting my life away. Ha ha ha. I'm so glad to see you doing this. And then at night, I'd get with my homies and we'd smoke mad fucking blunts, and like it just felt like a double life. It's kind of a bad example because both of them were really fucking awesome, and I guess my point is that it wasn't like I was a good person in the day and I was a bad person at night. Like it's still the same fucking person. So it's just really weird that by the daytime I had to be like basically acting, which I mean, I don't know. I think now I basically am just all of that accumulated, but it was just really weird by the daytime being like, oh, hello, my name is Tim Maly, and I started Shepherd Videography, and at night I'm like, hey, yo, what's going down? Like, so I just act the same now, no matter who I'm talking to, which I guess is just like the right way to do it, but like, fuck, it's just weird, right? Like, if... Damn, I should have thought this over for like a second before I started talking about it. But, okay, the computer finally did that upload. I tried exporting this shit 3 times already, and the video just completely got all corrupted. Anyways. Right. So it's kind of weird having a topic like this, duality, because I've never just done like one topic before. I just talk about like, oh, I did this and I went on a walk, and I get sidetracked like a billion times. But I don't know. It's I guess this is really fun. I like doing this podcast because I'm able to kind of, and now that my computer fan's down, I feel like talking a lot quieter. But like, it's kind of hard condensing these thoughts, because it's the type of shit that when you think about it to yourself at night and you're just like, and like right before you fall asleep and you just think about it like a billion times, it's hard to actually put it out into complete sentences. It's more just like an hour of random bullshit thinking. So like condensing that and kind of, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I mean, but I just know that fake shit is so weird. It is so goddamn weird. And I think, here's an example, like with vloggers, I don't know anything about Shay Carl, right? So I'm not gonna just like shit on him, but basically the headlines read that he was like, oh, this good old family man, and you could see his daily vlogs that he did for like years and years and years, where every time you click on it, he's like, oh, hi, I'm a family man. And then headlines read that he ended up being like a really bad like alcoholic and stuff. I'm not judging on that. Again, I don't know the situation, but that's kind of my whole point with this. It's like, it's so fucking weird to like put out an entire persona that's just like meticulously crafted, that you like adjust every fine detail of how people perceive you, but you're not even that. Like it's just such a fucking weird thing. So I don't know. That's why I like Stoned Alone. I mean, the whole fucking point is just smoking weed. So even then, it is really weird because like this shit's actually my job now, and I think I don't know, I just got to be really careful about keeping track of reality, because my job is to literally, let me pull out this phone and craft the marketing of literally me, like how people perceive this, and making sure that people will like I don't know, it's just like it's weird. And it's not like a whole thing like, oh, kids these days, because it's gonna keep getting worse. Like this is where our reality is headed. This is just how shit is gonna go down. But still, like it's just like you gotta be careful. Like I just can't imagine some of these people, and then shitting on rappers again, like watching these people and they're like, I take like 50 Xanax a day, and then just upping their own shit, saying really ridiculous stuff like that, just so that they can get, the hype around them. And I totally understand that, they gotta get the most hype, and they gotta do the shit to get them the clout. That's the whole game. You gotta get the clout. But just like, I just couldn't do that, It's like, it's so weird if you could go home at night, sit down, and just be like, shit, man, that's not who I am. And then like everybody thinks that you're something else, and they all assume more of that, and it's just, what the fuck? So I'm gonna steer topic off of that a little bit. And let's just talk about music a second, because I know I keep talking about how amazing music is, but like seriously, I can't even explain the effect that music and movies are having on me right now. Just so fantastic. So I'm getting back into lo-fi. Basically, my cycles are, I go completely Kid Cudi, like just Kid Cudi radio, and then Pink Floyd, like 70s psychedelic rock. And then, if I get bored of one, I cycle to the other. And then recently I've been doing like new wave hip hop, and I mean that kind of gets into my whole thing too. It's so vibing, because they know how to get that vibe out and how to get you to feel that way. But I just can't fucking handle the lyrics. And like, I know that sounds pretentious to me. There's a lot of fantastic artists, but it's just so like annoying. It's just like, I got money, I got so much money, I got hoes, I got so much hoes. And it's just like, oh my fucking god, like this, it's so weird. It's like, because it's like, it seems like you're listening to like cartoon characters or something, like complete caricatures. But the weird part to me is thinking like, this is an actual human being, like actually saying this and actually making their living off of just saying that, and like whatever, like, but I got tired of it. So now I'm back to that lo-fi, and oh boy, lo-fi is so fucking good. Like those 24/7 mellow lo-fi streams on YouTube, the like studying playlists. And I don't want to get all like hipster, but it is really cool listening to it in Asia, because it feels authentic. No, that sounds stupid, but no, it is cool. Like walking through the night markets, and walking through, it's like late at night, there's rain pouring, there's Chinese letters everywhere, and I'm just listening to that lo-fi. I'm like, oh shit, this is like the whole vibe. And I don't know, I kind of mentioned that, I guess, because my brother, who's only 6 years older than me, he went through that phase of Asians being really not cool and being totally bullied over that shit. And I got a little taste of it, but it wasn't bad. It was like, it was light. I mean, it still sucked. It's still bullshit, but like, no, it wasn't like he got it. And I don't know, I make fun of PC culture, but goddamn, it's so much better than the alternative. But yeah, so it's like, it's really cool that Asian culture has come around, because when we were kids, we were watching these fucking movies where every time a Chinese person showed up, we're like, oh god, no. And they're like, whoa, and they're like, every goddamn time, and they're like swinging nunchucks, and then it has subtitles underneath, like they're speaking Chinese, but they aren't fucking speaking any Chinese. They're just going, and like, and then they would always have the protagonist, right? The dude's like, oh, don't worry about this. I know Chinese. And then it's like, that's not fucking Chinese. And everybody's like, whoa, he knows Chinese. Anyways, yeah, so that's the whole thing. But, oh shit, I'm gonna restart the camera here. Alright, so I was talking about duality and shit. I don't know. That's obviously a very big topic to get into, and I didn't really know what I was gonna talk about it. But basically, here's one thing I can talk about it. So I watched Bridesmaids, right? This shit was added up onto Netflix. I wanted to watch something with my mom, and Bridesmaids, I was very pleasantly surprised with, was a dope movie. And I guess I could share a little bit about the duality of weddings. Oh my fucking god. I swear, oh, fucking weddings. I literally honestly forgot that I worked in the wedding business until I watched that movie again. And I was like, why am I finding this chick flick so relatable? And I was like, oh my god, I've worked on weddings, and fuck weddings. I'm really glad I had that experience, because if I ever do get married, I'm literally just gonna like smoke a blunt. It's gonna be some friends, and we're gonna, I don't know, do something fun, not something lame as shit that literally everybody's like tortured through, and you just waste money. You're like taking a wait, I can't see it. You're like taking a Supreme gun full of money and then just shooting it in the air and just wasting it all for one day. Like, fuck weddings. And the whole duality of it is, it's that whole, oh, it's a beautiful day, like all this stuff, right? It's, oh, it's a sacred day for whatever, the church and Jesus, and like there's all this like stuff up front, but in reality it's just like money, 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 money. It's like the church makes money. I'm not gonna shit on them as much, but you know, the fucking flowers, the videographers, which that's basically essential now. It didn't used to be a thing. The fucking photographers, the venue loves it the most. The caterers, the cake makers, the fucking wedding dress people. Oh, dude, the wedding dress people really roll in it. You only wear that shit for one day. Anyways, so I'm not like salty about it. I understand why people do it. It's just hilarious that people still do that. And I mean, not to be mean, but my brother and I, one of our favorite things to do is we just sit back on the couch and he rolls through Facebook and he's like, oh no, this guy got married, and we're like, oh no, and then he's like, oh, and they got a dog, no, and she's pregnant, no. Like, because I mean, these people are young as shit. That's kind of my point. And I know plenty of happy married people, okay? Like, I know a lot. It's just that, especially in the Midwest, these fucking North Dakota people, I don't know about the rest of the world, they literally don't have anything else to do. They can't think of anything else to do. So they're like, they just, I don't know. And the reason why, okay, this could easily turn into an hour of me shitting on marriage, but I mean, it's like, they say it themselves that it's like eternal and forever. If you're gonna make an eternal and forever decision, like, do not take that shit lightly. This is not like, I don't know, this is not just like picking a friend to play video games with. This is like a fucking serious commitment, and people are just like, well, I guess I haven't met anyone this good before, so I'll just sign my entire life away. And I mean, I'm thinking on the perspective of the other person too. I mean, not just like, oh, that sucks you got married. It's like, you sucked someone else into your life too. Like you're ruining that other person's life for the entire rest of theirs. And whatever, I don't give a fuck. when it comes to stuff like this, I never care about what the other person's doing. I'm not judging. I'm just very, 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 very much taking that into consideration. Like, okay, I can't do that with my own life. And I move on from there, you know. I think that's the important thing with shit that gets you angry or aggravated up. It's just like, don't actually get mad by it. Just really fucking make sure you do not make that mistake. So, why the fuck was I talking about that? I don't know. That's just such a duality thing, because it's, they just milk the other person. And I'm not saying this from like a, don't get married, they'll milk you. I mean, I milked other people for this shit too. I mean, it's like, I was charging way less than the other guys, right? Like, these people in town, I'm gonna call them out. You know what? No, wait, I don't have to get into this. I like how every time I bring something up, I'm like, oh shit, right. And I remember so many weird fucking details about shit. The first guy I second shot for, right? Second shooting's alright. It's basically like, I don't have to edit shit. I show up, I film shit, and I go home. I don't have to worry about it. They have the footage. Fuck off. They can do whatever they want with it. They gave me like a, you know, very, very small cut of what it is, but I don't have to worry about it. I'm like, so the first time I second shot for someone, I'm not gonna shit on the company because the company's alright, but this fucking dude, oh god, what the fuck? I don't know why I'm getting to this now. This dude's such an asshole though. So we go on to shoot this wedding, right? 16 fucking hours. And I'm very fond of these memories. I'm not like, oh, that sucked. I mean, like, this is kind of what I want people to know. Like, I didn't just like wake up and pick up a camera and I'm like, oh, look at me, I can edit and shit, and like, that's why my videos are good. I mean, this is some actual time commitment. I'm not gonna say like very hard work. I had so much fun, but like purely time wise, people have no idea. Like, people have no idea, and the people who are like, I wish I was good as you, just don't put in nearly the amount of time. Anyways, so we shoot this wedding for 16 hours, right? 16 hours, and this dude starts getting so mad, and I'm just like some 16-year-old, you know, so I'm like, whatever, like, I'll just listen to this guy fucking vent forever. And he was hardcore Christian. I don't think he's ever left Fargo before. And then he just starts talking about his life, and I'm like, why are you telling me this shit, dude? Like, I don't want to know, but I didn't say anything. I'm just like, oh, yeah, I feel you. He tells me he's this virgin, right? He's like 30 years old. He's gonna marry this girl. Okay, I like the direction this podcast is going. I was gonna be like, let's talk about the duality of man and the and the implications of society on our decisions, but now I'm just like, fuck this guy. This guy's a piece of shit. But seriously though, oh my god, I forgot about this guy. What a fucking weirdo. So and I'm only shitting on him because he was legitimately shitty. He was a legitimately like hateful person. So I'm not just saying like he's lame. So he tells me that he's gonna marry this girl, and he believed in the whole. And this is the weird part to me. I don't know how you could work in the wedding business and believe in weddings. I mean, you're like milking people for this shit. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to let these people milk me too. And he was literally saying stuff like, oh man, I can't wait to work with these other people we've worked with before. And it's like, dude, you know that they, like, anyways. So he was talking about how he's like, oh man, I got to save up 2 months salary worth for her wedding ring. And I'm like, what? And I mean, like, I have $0, right? Like, I don't care if people are broke, but this fucking guy, he said that he had this truck, the one that we were driving, and he couldn't afford repairs on it, and the whole fucking thing was basically broken, and he already couldn't afford it, and then he's saying he's gonna spend 2 months salary on this girl's ring, and then he tells me, and I'm like, so I'm wondering at this point, right, like, why does this guy want to get married so bad? Like, it's and then he tells me that he's a virgin. And again, you're 30. Why are you spilling this to the 16-year-olds? Like, I don't. And then he tells me he's a virgin and he wants to get married so that they can have sex. And then, okay, anyways, I mean, I don't want to sound mean. He was a homophobic ass motherfucker. I hate this guy. He started getting into this homophobic shit, and I'm like, you know what? One day I'm gonna talk about this dude, and he's a piece of shit. And I'm glad I don't live in Fargo anymore. If I still lived in Fargo, I wouldn't be able to talk shit about these people, because I would just like walk to the coffee shop, and he'd be like, "Hey, I heard you were talking about me. I'd appreciate it if you didn't." And whatever. I don't know why we got onto that, but oh man, that fucking dude. I want to like say his name because he's a real piece of shit. Anyways, yeah, he's the kind of guy that he found out about my channel and he was a real asshole about it too. He was like, I don't hold grudges. I haven't thought about this guy since then. I think this is so hilarious. Real piece of shit. So, I don't know. It's kind of like, it's just, like, I think this stuff's kind of obvious. Like, the nothing's the way it seems, right? You don't judge a book by its cover. It's not what it is on the surface, but it's just a fake-ass world, dude. Like, it's weird. They would charge people thousands for a video at their wedding, because they're like, and they would guilt them like, oh, you don't want to miss your special day, do you? And then they're like, oh, I guess we don't. And they're like, well, you need our highest package then, or else you're a bad couple. Like, just guilting them. And I mean, I could see, I don't know, like, if the whole thing was $2,000, yeah, sure, you know, it's a special day, but that's just the video. That's not accounting for the million other fucking things in there. So I'm really glad I saw the behind the scenes of that. I never thought that I would work in the proximity of like weddings before, but I'm glad I saw that. Like, it was a really fun thing seeing behind the scenes. I've literally never gone to a wedding as a guest. I think that's kind of funny, and I don't intend to unless I'm really good friends with them or something. But I'm gonna show up high as shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna drink the free champagne. But anyways, it's like, it's fucking weird, dude. And it's like, and half the couples were not happy. I'm like, you know, it's not even just oh, I bet they won't last. It's like, they aren't lasting now. They want to fucking make an eternal commitment. What the fuck? Like, it's just, I don't know. I think that just goes into, like, why would you make decisions just because other people made that? Like, can you just think for a second? Like, do you actually want to spend tens of thousands of dollars just so, like, you can post about it on Facebook, and then for the rest of your life, you don't have anything, you know, you don't have a single day as good as that. So you just keep posting the pictures that were from that day. Like, oh, man. I'm speaking very specifically to the Midwest Fargo people. Fucking A. I mean, I know lots of happy people. The first wedding I did, by the way, super happy couple. They got married on a farm. And that's not like, oh, they're such hicks that they got married on a farm. I'm like, no, you know, they did it pretty right. It was fucking good. You know, they had some family member play guitar. It was actually nicely done up. They had, like, the chairs and shit. They had good ass food. They had barbecue. Like, that was the best wedding I've been to. The farm wedding right in their farm backyard. All the other weddings were some pretentious ass bullshit where they're trying to flex on people. And oh, here's an interesting one. Actually, no, it's not even that interesting, because, like, even the richest people of Fargo, I mean, they're basically just like a regular old, like, you know, big city kind of pretentious people. Like, the worst people that there are in Fargo wouldn't really compare up to just, like, the average, like, annoying. Anyways, it's like, I remember the daughter of Sanford, this dude, he started, like, all the hospitals nearby, and I guess I don't hold a grudge on it. My mom did tell me, though, she worked at Sanford. She was there for like 5 years, and then And they always did bonuses every single year. This sounds like Christmas Vacation. But they're like, oh, let's make a new hospital. So they fired like everybody and cut every single person's bonus so that they could have the budget to make the new hospital. But then when they made the new hospital, they didn't have any fucking employees, and then they had to retrain people for like a year to... Anyways, is that dude's daughter, we shot her wedding, and she bought like 10 dresses online. Like, she didn't want to go to a store and try them out. She just bought them online. These like thousands of dollars of dresses just for the... Whatever. Okay. I dragged on to that for a while. I didn't mean to drag on that for so long, but fucking weddings, dude. Like, why can't everybody just like... I mean, I'm not against marriage. Just like, why? Whatever. I think that's kind of like the whole theme I've been thinking about lately, though. It's like, yeah, I don't know. So thinking about what I want to be doing forward, it's yeah, like I'm really glad I watched that, because like I said, again, it's not like pretentious, like oh, that's not a real movie, but you know, it's really like 90% of movies I watch, I can't even think of them now because they just didn't leave any impact. So recently I've watched Into the Wild, Perfect Blue. I literally, like an hour ago, I watched Perks of Being a Wallflower. Goddamn, that was a good movie. Dude, as a kid, I love those coming of age movies. Like, I feel like when it comes to acid trips or just lessons, and like the best lessons I've learned in life, it's already shit that I learned while watching just some coming of age movie. It's just like experiencing it in real life and being like, oh shit, yeah, that is true. But I don't know, my camera's about to die. God damn, that happens so fast. I hope you enjoyed this. I know this is more of a ranty one. I think this was fun though. Like, this is some stuff I've been thinking about. But yeah, like, watch Perfect Blue. Seriously, like, I swear to God, like, please watch it. It would make me happy if you do watch that. It would make me really happy, because you'll see what I mean. I mean, that shit stuck with me. And I'm glad I watched that, because it's like, I wouldn't say my goals have been superficial. I've loved video since I can't even remember. Since before I could remember. This was all that I cared about. So my goals have never really been superficial. It's always just been to be able to make videos. But within that, you know, line of stuff, a lot of this shit is superficial. So I think I really got to be careful. I'm not worried whatsoever about being successful. I'm worried about being successful and being on some fucked up path. Like, that's my number one fear for a long time. So yeah, I don't know. It's like, I think I want to do Europe. I can't not do that. Aaron has been talking about doing a Europe trip. But even if we don't do that, like, I'll definitely go. Like, I think I could easily spend a year there. Like, I just can't see myself always being in America. And there's always later when it comes to stability. Like, there's never later when it comes to really, like, crazy shit that you know you gotta be, like, spontaneous on. Like, there's no time to wait on those kind of crazy ideas. But when it comes to stability, I mean, I could always have, you know, like, a studio, an apartment. But, like, there's so much fucking time. Like, I'll save that for my 30s. For now, though, like, I just want to wake up and be like, what the fuck? What country am I in? How did I get here? What am I gonna do today? And just, like, wander around. Dude, like, that sounds nice. And I don't want to do Europe as in, like, go see... Like, I want to see Paris, right, before I die. But I don't need to see that now. Like, I want to see the countryside of France, you know? Like that's the shit that's interesting to me, because... I don't know, just imagine being on a deathbed and being like, fuck, like, I had all that time and I still didn't do that shit. Like, no matter what excuses you have at the time, I just imagine later being like, you know, I probably could have fit that in. And I think that's one thing, too. It's like, a lot of people are really quick to say, I can't do that. I have this, and this bullshit reason why I can't do this. But, I mean, just listen to your future self. I don't know, like, I feel like it's not very hard for me, at least. I think people can find... find it within themselves to see how they would actually feel in the future. Because you may be saying right now, oh, I can't do that, I have all these reasons, but you yourself in 50 years will probably be like, God damn it, those weren't real reasons. I could have done that. So I don't know. Fucking weird shit. So like I'm glad the experiences that I've had leading up to now, especially the very humbling shit, like being out here in Taiwan especially. Also, the video just exported. I found out that I filled up my terabyte hard drive, 1,000 gigabytes in the last couple months. So that's why it wasn't exporting. I deleted some shit. Anyways, Chinese videos going up right now. So by the time you're watching this, there will be a Chinese video where I speak Chinese the whole vlog. Go watch that. Anyways, it's been you know, extremely humbling being in Taiwan. Just like spending time with my mom and stuff. So I think it's really good that it's kind of suffocated my want for like all the like Lamborghinis and hanging out with rappers. Like I don't know, I could still see making some cool standalone videos of that, like kind of variety, but it's just really not in my like wants anymore, like goals. So I'm really kind of glad I suffocated that kind of behavior. And when I am in America though, like that's the thing, it's so weird. Like I'm not gonna shit on America, it's like the best place in the world to live in, but you have to be careful. Like just being there a couple months, I see my entire view changing to like a completely superficial, like it's just weird. It's like everywhere you look, it's being sold to you this stuff that isn't actually like real, you know. It's just really interesting. So yeah, I really enjoyed being out here in Taiwan. It feels like real life, you know. It feels a lot more like real life than America in certain aspects. Like you would never go to a restaurant here and not feel like, or shit, double negatives. You never, going into a restaurant here, you always feel like you're talking to a human being. And that sounds weird, but you know, in America so often I just feel like it's just not human beings talking to you. It's just like people that are almost like automated, or just like we're just like pissed at you for some reason, and they just like don't have like a general human respect, and that's weird. Like no matter who you talk to out here, they might even be agitated. That's the funny thing about Taiwan people. They talk to you really like really agitated sometimes, but it just sounds like a family member or something talking to you. It doesn't sound like someone that's like, I don't know, not really like seeing you as a human, I guess. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, oh fuck. Alright, so I just went to brush my teeth. I look like the Joker because that toothpaste burns and it like burnt my skin around here. Anyways, I was brushing my teeth, getting ready for the morning. I'm gonna wake up early, meet up with that girl. And then I was like, what the fuck? Did I seriously just record an entire podcast and not even talk about the one subject that I was gonna talk about? And I was like, oh shit, I guess I did. Can't do that, Tim. Fuck out of here, dog. So, anyways, duality, right? The whole point that I was trying to say about that is that it's fucking weird, right? Like this is like my job, right? This is the path of career that I'm trying to go down, but this happens with everyone, even more so with just the average person, I'd say. Like because I don't know, I wouldn't say more so, but a lot of people are just really fucking insecure, and then they post up these entire images. Ooh, look at that reflection. And it's not just a joke anymore. I mean, it's not just like one Facebook page. It's Facebook, it's Twitter, it's Instagram, Snapchat. This is 24 fucking 7 crafting what other people are seeing of your life. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like fuck them for doing that. Like my point is that it's a society thing now, you know. It's not like fuck you for doing this. This is just how the world is now. This is just how it's being done. And I don't know, you just gotta be fucking careful. Like I can't like believe some of these people. It's ridiculous, especially because, you know, I've worked in the entrepreneur space before. I was totally that guy. I was totally that guy, like, hey, woke up 6 a.m. hustling with my coffee, you know, like I probably still do that a little bit. It's just, it's weird, like having something that's being said out there and then just seeing the actual person behind it. And a lot of times it doesn't match up. And like, again, I don't know what my point is going with this here, because it's not from a criticization kind of view. I guess it's just like a be careful kind of view to people. And I don't know why anybody would believe anyone else. Like, just don't believe people on social media and shit, I guess. And it's also just me trying to be, I don't know, like, considering how I do this shit. I love the way I do it. I think it's pretty down to earth so far with Stoned Alone. It's just like, hey, fuck yeah. But still, even me, you know, like, I like to swag out, like, have that whole, like, look how much swag this is, and like, I think I have to tone it down sometimes. I like my last video. It was kind of weird because I felt weird posting it, because, you know, because that I had this like level of image where I'm like, well, this shit isn't even 4K, it's not edited like the other ones, and then I'm like, the fuck am I talking about? I'm literally trying to show people my life, and it's not like I have a checklist of what my life should look like. It's just like, that's what it looked like last week, so, or yeah, what the fuck was it? I'm like, that's what my life looked like last week, so that's what's gonna go up, because it's not like I have to craft it to some fucking checklist, like, oh, this isn't up to date with a Stoned Alone life. Like, it's just, I don't know, bro. It's fucking weird. And, I mean, reality shows had it real bad. Vlogging is just modern reality shows now, and, like, I think that's the thing. I definitely, I agree with the sentiment of people. A lot of times people are like, oh, you know, like, that's not how I actually am. I just have a persona on the internet, but I think I argue that that's even fucking worse. Like, how do you know if it's you or the persona, right? And that's kind of the point of Perfect Blue. Again, you know what? I know how many people are gonna be too lazy to go check that shit out. I know if I watched this, I would be too. I'm gonna fucking find the YouTube links, link it down below. Normally you have to like put locker, you know, like search full movie online, but since it's Japanese, I guess YouTube didn't take it down. I watched the whole shit on YouTube. I'm gonna stick it down below. You have to watch it. So, I don't know, man. Like, I think one thing that was really interesting to me was Jesse, that prank versus prank guy. He had this hard time where he broke up with his girlfriend, and he was really honest for like a week. I'm not saying anything bad about him. I respect that channel. I think the quality is really fucking cool. I really dig it. But he was honest for like 1 week. Like 1 week, it was really fucking deeply human, and I really dig that. And I don't know, I guess I just have to keep that in mind for myself. Because it's a weird thing, like, you know, I do want to go out and shoot that kind of vibe of video, right? Like convertibles and shit. And that's how music videos are done. It's all rentals and whatever. And I really want to do that, like, literally for that editing aspect. But it's also weird because I don't need people to believe in me like that. I don't need people to think that I live like that and stuff. So I don't know. I think that's a hard fucking line, because right, like I have the same thing too. I really want to do shit like that, because the editing of it, the filming of it would be so fun. But I don't need to live that. Like I don't need to like ball out. Like you know, right? So it's, I don't know. It's a tough thing to talk about because it's so ingrained in our culture and just our daily lives now. So it's like, it's weird. Like, how do you differentiate this shit? All I know, though, is that I hate fake shit. Like, I'm gonna have to make these decisions coming up. Like, I don't know. I want to grow the channel, right? Like, I need to be thinking about this stuff, at least to some degree, because, you know, very real shit. Like, I'm not making money. I have to at least make money so I don't die. Part of me wants to be, like, into the wild and have $0 whatsoever and be like, I don't give a fuck society, but I'm not doing anything to spite society. I wouldn't do anything just because of society, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do everything against it. I love having a cell phone. I love being connected into the internet, and we should appreciate this shit. Human beings have never had an opportunity like this in the entire fucking evolution of mankind. Like, it would be really stupid to not take advantage of this stuff, but you know, also goes the opposite way. It's like being so ingrained in it that you aren't even paying attention to life outside of the electronics. Like, obviously this is what, well, I mean, I would hope that this is what everyone's thinking about. This probably is a deep struggle with everybody, but I don't know where the answer is. It's always a balance. It's always Goldilocks, moderation, but I don't know. Shit is so fucking weird. Like, from a complete business standpoint, what I should be doing is, like, making videos like Jake Paul type people and smoking weed and stuff. But, you know, like, I could see the headlines of that, the clickbait titles. And that's probably, like, a way to go. But just actually thinking about living and, like doing stuff like that doesn't sound very, like, I don't feel like doing that shit. So it's kind of interesting. There are certain cool people in the bud industry, like Adam Ill. I think he's doing shit pretty right. I think that guy's pretty cool. I'd like to sit down and sesh with him, see, like, kind of what his opinions on this kind of thing are. But I don't know, it's kind of difficult because yeah, on one hand I have just an unbelievable opportunity that I cannot let slip, but I'm just thinking in terms of regret, right? Like, I don't know. There can be so many little, like, catchphrases and little like, life hacks that you might apply to your life, but at the end of the day, you just keep it fucking simple. Like, when you die, when you're on your deathbed, like, what are you thinking? I think that kind of trumps or overrides all the other stuff, and I think that's a hard one for me, because for me, it's kind of like the duality of me is complete business. I want to build this shit up so much. Oh, you know, like, numbers going up, money going up, you know, like, business growth, all this shit. But then there's the total zen, like, I don't give a fuck. I just want to go to Tibet, chill with some monks. Like, so that's the duality of me. And it's kind of hard because it's, I don't know. It does work in tandem. I believe that I can do both at the same time. But it's difficult to have a cake and eat it too, you know? Like, I guess I have to have the cake first, and then I can eat it. But I can't eat it and then also still have it after. So, I don't know. Man, like, it's fucking weird. It is really weird. So, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting going back to the US. Like, I'm really glad that I had this period in my life. I know every year I'm gonna have to have something like this, where I pump the brakes, I just go to, like, somewhere in Asia and just, like, chill out and explore around and kind of leave myself from the system, from my society, and kind of just, like, meander around, because I don't know. I'm looking at everything completely differently than just when I was in the US. That wasn't, whatever that was, like 2 months ago. I was in you know, like, whatever. I was doing all that shit, like Hempfest and stuff, and yeah, just completely different look on everything. It's fucking weird, and that's something that will never change with life, and that's something that excites me, because you really are just making your own movie. You know, you're the director, you're the main fucking actor, you're producing this shit, right? So it's like, it just has to be right. And my favorite narrative is definitely, like, the Gary Vaynerchuk narrative. That's probably the favorite one of anyone I've ever heard. But I don't need to live that, you know? Like, I think it's cool that someone else did that, but I don't need to be anyone else other than who I am. So I don't need to have the, like, oh, I built up this giant business and I have all this shit. Like, I thought I wanted to be that because it was cool. So, like, I started that when I was 16. I was, like, 3 months into it, and I was like, it's cool. Like, it was alright. But I think my narrative is more, I would more like my narrative to be like, man, I just fucking went around the world tripping balls and smoking weed with the stoned loners. I don't know. To me, that sounds like a life well lived. And I don't know. Like, you can be the only judge and jury of your, you know, own life and how it plays out and what you accept as accomplishment. So that is a weird thing, right? Like, I don't know. Because if I stayed in school, I would have fucking failed. Like, that's the weird thing. It's like, that's how people measured intelligence. It's like how you did in school. But I can't fucking do school at all. I can't even do a GED. Believe me. I would be 2 words into whatever the fuck you have to read to study up on that. I didn't even take the effort to find out how to even start on doing that. Everybody ever was like, oh, okay, that's nice that you dropped out, but you're gonna get a GED, right? Nope, fuck y'all. I'm not like that sounds so lame. I couldn't even do that. It would be more difficult for me to get a GED than it would be to make another 500 videos. And that I'm literally not kidding. So it's just weird, like, it's you can't be measuring intelligence or work ethic through like bullshit like that, It's like I don't know, it's just I couldn't do that shit. I could not. So that's a weird thing. But yeah. I don't know. I'm just so glad that everything worked out the way it was. If I was literally 4 years younger, if I was born 4 years earlier, I probably would be a Vine star. I'm not even kidding. I have the same ambition. I had the same, like look on everything. But if oh god, yeah, like I'm so fucking glad that didn't happen. Cause I would probably be sitting in whatever the fuck. Like, is Vinewood still a thing? They made a whole street called Vinewood, right? That doesn't sound real. It sounds like a troll thing from Reddit, but I'm pretty sure that's real. I would probably be sitting in some like a glass and white apartment with like a couple old hoverboards that I don't ride anymore. And then I would look down at my life and go, God damn it, that looked really cool for 1 year, but what the fuck am I gonna do now? Do I even enjoy this shit? Do I have to just get up and then go entertain people by like making an ass out of myself again today? Is that really what's on my agenda? Do I actually want to do that? So again, nothing against Vine stars. I'm sure they're having fun. I'm sure they're whatever. But I just know that's not for me. And if I was when did that shit pop off? Yeah, if I was 15 instead of 11 when that shit popped off, I would literally be in that position right now, which is fucking, oh my god. So dude, fuck that. I don't know. Everybody's so yeah, life's just weird, right? Like, I don't know. It's just being famous is such a weird, like, everyone thinks they want it, but nobody takes like 5 minutes, to think about, what if I was actually famous right now? Instead of sitting and chilling and like enjoying time, at least for me, just being like mellowed out, like it's complete silence. I don't have anybody trying to talk to me. I don't want any, okay, whatever. Like it's yeah. I mean, like, there's, I have friends and stuff, but I don't want my phone blowing up right now. I just want to chill in silence, drink some water. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's fucking weird. So I'm gonna end it here. I don't know where I went with that, but I didn't get into it again. I mean, basically, just the thing with dualities is just like the whole persona kind of thing, and I'm really gonna not try to do that as much. It's difficult though, because my whole like point, right? Like the whole thing that I have to do, my whole like job is to attract attention to this channel. And I probably don't even do that as best as I could, because I don't know. I'm glad that the community here is here. All the stone loners are fucking awesome. I don't see like negativity in the comments, but it's also weird. It's like, because I'm also branding it as me, like, oh, this is my life. But also the whole point of the social networks is to like bring people in so that they arrive at the channel. And then it's just like, the whole world is like that, and it's just like every single person going on Facebook saying, oh, I had a great fucking day, or like, look at my vacation, look how great it was. And then as they're typing it, they're sitting like, oh fuck, dude, life sucks. I'm just like typing this shit, and then someone else sees it and they're like, oh fuck, man, life sucks because my life doesn't live up to that person's, even though, it's not really real. So I don't know, like, I really don't fake my shit though. Like I genuinely fucking enjoy life. So I'm glad that I'm in this position now. I can like kind of not, I don't know, be like the opposite of flexing. Like I haven't smoked weed in 2 months. I think that can put some perspective in. Like I feel fucking great. I'm having a really good time. So I don't know, hopefully that can put some perspective into people, but it's also difficult because if I'm around, I don't even know what's an example. I guess I haven't been around that much cool shit. But like, I went to like California, I went to New York and shit. I don't want people to just be seeing that and being like, oh, my life sucks because I'm not doing that. I don't know, dude. Like, the second that passes, I'm not thinking about it anymore. So it's like, it's weird. It's not like that made my life better. I really enjoyed it. I love the opportunity to be doing stuff like that. But right now, in this moment, I'm not thinking about the stuff that I've already done. Like, I'm just enjoying this. And this is basically, like, not a great situation that everybody would want to be in. But it's just, the point is that life goes on. Like, you can't just be looking at all these other people's fake ass shit and wishing that yours was as good as something that's not even possible. It's basically just fantasizing, really, to be on there. And the problem is that you literally get fucking high from social media. Like, dopamine releases. Oh my god, it's weird. Because, there's more attention on me now. It's still not crazy. But seeing, like, a bunch of likes on an Instagram photo, fucking dopamine literally releasing in the brain. It's so weird. And it's, I guess at least I'm not, like, craving it. I don't really, I'm not, like, craving it, but it's still there, It's still, like, a really fucking weird thing. And like reading all the comments, hitting refresh to see if there's more comments, like, dude, like, life is a fucking weird thing, and augmented reality is already here. It's gonna be really interesting to see where things go. Like, in 5 years, am I gonna be talking to you in a virtual headset where we're smoking together? Is it even gonna be distinguishable from reality? Is weed gonna be completely legal so that everybody ever is, like, basically trying to be weed tubers like they are trying to be vloggers now? And then there's just, like, unlimited amounts of 360 virtual reality weed tubers that you could smoke with at any time? Is there going to be sold packages to you that are like tours of grows from like weed celebrities? Like, where is this shit going? Like, this is such a wild fucking thing. I don't know. 5 years is going to be crazy. 2023. Wait, no, it's not 2018 yet. 2020. What the fuck? I need to go to sleep. 2022. I need to go to sleep. I'm waking up in a few hours. I'll see you around. I hope that you enjoyed this. I need to... Oh, right. Yeah. I'll see you around. I forgot, like, I brushed my teeth. I was gonna say I gotta go brush my teeth, but then I saw my red ass fucking lips, and I was like, I already brushed my teeth. So, that's all I gotta say for you. I do want to keep talking for fucking hours and hours, but I'll see you around. Oh man, dude, this is weird. I don't even want to go. I just want to keep talking with you. Anyways, I hope you had a great time. If you're smoking all that weed, I hope it stink. If you're not, whatever. And I'll see you next time in the next video. Bye.